Hello again, my lovely sewing friends. My name is Annette, and I'm sewing in Michigan. Today I'm here to tell you about my latest make, which is the daisy dress from Rosery Apparel. You can see the pattern here. Rosery Apparel is a small woman-owned business in Tasmania, Australia, run by the lovely Janelle, who makes beautiful patterns, and I have several of them. This particular one, the daisy, I had purchased but never used. So you see it here in its original envelope. I haven't even opened it yet at this point. To begin, I cut out all the pattern pieces, really took my time and made sure I understood each one and laid out the instructions and all the other materials I was going to need, including my beautiful fabric I had chosen. And here is that fabric. This gorgeous cotton twill sateen is from the April Sew Hayley Jane box, from the luxury box. It is in shades of green, yellow, and purple. And you know, green is not a color I normally wear a lot of, but part of the reason I ordered a subscription box was so I could try some new kinds of fabrics and maybe some new color schemes. And when I received this, I just thought it was so beautiful. I love the way that the yellow really stands out. It looks almost golden. It kind of shines. And I just think this is the most gorgeous fabric. The thread that came with it was purple, so it was the shade of purple that you see on the fabric here. And here is the dress all cut out with the pieces laying across my ironing board, getting ready to start sewing. The very first step was to construct the bodice, which you see hanging on a hanger here. All this is right now is the front and back pieces, and the bust dart and back darts are in. But I wanted to make the bodice and try it on to make sure it fit, and it fit perfectly. I was so excited to move forward with this dress. Here you see the almost finished dress on the hanger. There are pins holding it closed at the front there. You can maybe see if you squint really hard. So this was before the buttons and buttonholes, but everything else was done. And here is the finished dress on the hanger. And I am going to put it on and model it for you right now. So here's the finished dress, modeling it for you, and I love it. I adore it. This fabric is beautiful. It's beautiful to look at, but it was also beautiful to work with. It's a thick cotton sateen, kind of a twill fabric. It has a little bit of stretch to it. I've never worked with a fabric like this before, but it was very easy to sew. It's a fully button-up dress, which allowed me to do some really nice fitting on the bodice. Now, I did elongate the bodice by 2 inches because Janelle's patterns tend to be very high-waisted. That is the style that she prefers. I like mine to fall a little closer to my natural waist because I'm thick in the middle, and if the waist is extra high, it makes me look bigger. I also modified the darts on the bodice in order to get the fit just right for me. This bodice has 2 back darts that go up from the waistline, and then it's supposed to have 2 front darts here, so kind of mirroring that, and then the bust darts. Now, I eliminated these front darts. I did put the back ones in, but I eliminated these front darts because I'm a little wider across the waist and I'm a little smaller in the bust. So I had originally put them in and it didn't give me enough width across my waist. and it gave me too much, it pushes out the bust almost in like a bra cup mode, and I didn't need that much room in the bust. So by taking out these darts here, I was able to get the perfect width in the front. I did put in the back waist darts. I don't know if you can even see them. It's such a busy fabric, but those helped because there was a little extra bulk in the back, so it did pull it in the back. But with making those modifications, I was able to get the fit just right, and I love the way this fits. It's fitted but comfortable. It doesn't feel tight. Now it's a fully button-up dress. I think there's 12 buttons on here. I've never made a fully button-up dress before. I think I've owned ready-to-wear ones in the past, but I've never made one. And buttons and buttonholes are not my strong suit, so it took a little while to get those in just right. But it's nice because when you put the dress on, it's kind of like putting on a coat. So that allows you to get a nicely fitted bodice. So I enjoyed that part of things. Now the sleeves, it's a puff sleeve with a wide elastic around the bottom, which I think is quite flattering, and a fully gathered skirt with pockets, and we love our pockets. So I adore this dress, and I cut out another one right away. So I plan to make more of these. I also plan to make a long sleeve version for winter time. I took my time with this one. And I usually make quick makes. I like easy quick makes. Nellie's got the zoomies. She's running back and forth behind me. I usually like a quick make, a simple make, a quick top that's just a front, a back, and a sleeve that I can put together in an hour or something like that. I don't often make more involved, time-consuming type garments, but I'm really glad I did this time, and I might be a convert to taking my time, taking several days or a week to make one thing and doing it right. There were a couple of times during this construction where I had to unpick and do over, and I remembered what my grandma told me, Grandma Nellie, that the cat is named after, told me that half of sewing is ripping out and doing over. She was right. If you want to do it correctly, that's part of the process. But so pleased, and I imagine I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this dress, and that I am going to make more dresses like this in the future. This fabric, I'm one of those people who, when I first started sewing, I bought a lot of like quilting cottons. I think many of us do that. We see all the pretty patterns and everything, pretty prints, on the cotton. And, we just buy a lot of cotton. And I'm learning to sew with other kinds of fabric and slightly more expensive quality fabrics. And this is the first time I ever used a stretch twill cotton sateen. And I know it's a slightly higher quality, higher priced fabric than what I normally go for, but it was so worth it. So I'm starting to learn about different fabrics, and I'm starting to learn that you often get what you pay for when it comes to fabric. And, the cheapest quilting cotton is not always the best route to go. I've really been enjoying using the premium cottons from Fields Fabrics. They've been having a 50% off on premium cottons sale for quite a long time, and it's still ongoing. And the premium cottons, the soft cottons, soft drapey cottons, are wonderful to sew with. They're not as thick and coarse as the quilting cottons. Of course, they cost more. But when I do go for a cotton, I've been tending more toward the premium cottons, the poplins and the lawns and things like that. And I'm starting to learn more about other kinds of fabrics like rayons, viscose, even knits and polyesters, depending on what you're going to make and depending on the drape and feel of the fabric. So it's a wonderful journey of learning and discovering new things. And I hope you love my dress as much as I do. There will be more like this. And even though sewing on all those buttons was a bit of a chore, it's well worth it in the end.